guys, it's Yolanda and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a fun little 2023 reading wrap up. In total, I read 22 books last year, which honestly, compared to like the other reading girlies, it isn't a lot. I didn't become a reading girly until like May. So I kind of started like halfway through the year. And before this, I never read anything. I did not like reading. None of that. So 22 is a lot for me personally. It's a lot. I'm very proud of myself for getting to that number because I honestly don't think I can't imagine myself getting to that. Like 22 books in a year, like that's crazy. I'm just going to walk you guys through each of those books, give a little summary of each of them, whether you should read it, whether you shouldn't, and my rating for each of those. But with that being said, let's get on to the video. So the first book I read this year was Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. I read this back in January when I first tried to become a reading girly. You know, this was a really good book, but I don't think it was like a good introduction into the reading world for me. I don't know why I did a Colleen Hoover book first. I guess she's really popular, so that makes sense. It was good. I gave it 4 stars. I was entertained. I was seated, but you know, it wasn't my cup of tea. I'd say read it if you're already a reading girly. Don't start with this. Also, I'm gonna be grabbing them off of my bookshelf during the video, so they begin to go missing. That's why. I should have my Goodreads out just so I don't mess this order up. Actually, go follow me on Goodreads. So I read that in January and then I didn't touch a book until May, and I picked her up, The Love Hypothesis. I actually read it on my Kindle. I got a Kindle to start my reading journey, which is kind of crazy because wouldn't you assume you'd start reading and then you're like, oh, let me get a Kindle so it's easy to read. No, I got a Kindle like straight away to start my reading journey. I don't know, don't ask questions. I read it on here and then I ended up getting it with the book of the month subscription I had for a little bit. I gave this book a 5-star, and Ali Hazelwood has actually become one of my favorite authors. She's very popular in like book talk. So I'd honestly, if you're beginning your reading journey, I would definitely recommend Ali Hazelwood. I don't know, her books are just so fast paced, so entertaining. And they're really cute because they're kind of like, what's the word? Academia, is that the right word? They take place like in schools or at work, and I don't know, I kind of just like the meeting someone somewhere you go every day. Put this on your TBR if you have not read it. It's just, it holds such a special place in my heart because this is the book that got me into reading. Check this out, check her out if you have not yet. 5 stars. I love this one so much. After The Love Hypothesis, I went straight into People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. It was good, but it's not my favorite Emily Henry book. I'll get into my favorite one later. But basically, I didn't even talk about the other books. This one, she falls for someone that lied to her. This one, it's a fake dating, a fake dating trope. Loved it so much. Fake dating is so cute. I don't know. This one was more of a best friends to lovers trope. You know, it's really cute. It moved a little too slow for me. I like books that like go, go, go. Like I want to be on my toes. I want to be gripping the seat while I'm reading. I need to be biting my nails while I'm reading. That one, it just didn't move as fast as I'd like it to, but it was definitely good. I was entertained. It was really cute. I cried at the end of it because of just how heartwarming it was, but I gave her 4 stars. Definitely recommend if you're also starting your reading journey. Anything Emily Henry, Ali Hazelwood, some Colleen Hoover books, I'd say start with those. But the next book I read was A Touch of Darkness, also on my Kindle. A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. It was entertaining, yes, but it was just a little too smutty for me. You know, like I like a little bit, I like a little like here and there, but that book had smut in like every single chapter, and it was just too much for me personally. It was just too much. I felt like I was losing the plot. It was just they couldn't get off of each other. I'm not a smutty reader girl type of book lover. Sorry, that's the truth. But yeah, I gave that one 3 stars. Just then again, not my type of book. If you're into that and you're into like Persephone and Hades, then it's probably your type of book. Go check it out. For me personally, not my type of book. Next book I read was another Colleen Hoover book. I decided to give her another shot, and it was Ugly Love. And hear me out. So I know some people love this book, some people hate this book. Personally, I didn't mind it, I guess. I rated it 5 stars. Like, I was entertained. Then again, I was gripping the seat. I was biting my nails reading this book. Because one, I really liked, what was their names? I forgot their names. Tate, yes, Tate. I feel like, I don't know, I thought I related to Tate in a way. I don't really remember the book anymore, so I don't think I should have gave her 5 stars, but in the moment, I gave her 5 stars. It's whatever. I thought it was entertaining. Do I like the whole incest thing? No. It's kind of weird. But then again, they met before they knew, so in a way, you're like, I don't know. But then again, like, you guys are like siblings in a way. So I don't know. I think that's what kept me like on my toes, because I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Blah, blah, blah. Next book I read was Icebreaker. I also read this on the Kindle. All of these are Kindle books. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Is that her name? Yeah, Hannah Grace. I remembered. That book, it was really smutty, yes, but also they shared a connection. They had feelings for each other, and it wasn't just straight smut like A Touch of Darkness. Felt nothing for the Persephone and Hades. But this one, what are their names? Forget. I'm like really bad at remembering this kind of stuff. Stassi and what's his name? Nathan, yes. So Stassi and Nathan, they like shared like a little deep connection. So their whole connection and their feelings for each other definitely made up for all of the smut that was in there. But yeah, it was a cute book. I liked it. I've seen, this is definitely a joke, but it's like, oh, my daughter wants to read this book. What do we think? Like, girl, don't let your daughter touch, don't let her get near that. Stay away. But anyways, I rated that 4 stars. Love the book. Check it out. Next book I read is called Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. Girl, sorry. It's basically about this girl going back home to her hometown, or home island, I guess, because they were in like a little island. But she like went home, she met this guy, and she has to babysit like her stepbrother, or not stepbrother, I guess half brother, while like her parents are off away on a trip, whatever. And she meets like this guy, and they meet like on the ferry when she's going to the little island that she's, her hometown, whatever. Then it's just the whole progress up until the end. And the beginning moves so fast, and then the ending just moves so slow. Like, it got slower and slower and slower throughout the book, and I was just getting tired of it. I did finish it, so clearly I was like entertained in a way, but it moved so slow for like the events that happened. Like, it didn't need to move that slow. It could have been a lot quicker. There was just a lot of detail that didn't really matter. Like, one of the details was like her brother could dance. That gave me nothing, honestly. It was like, it was cute, yes, her brother could dance, but it didn't lead to anything. So I was just a little confused. Here, Adelaide. This was the next book I read, Adelaide. Adelaide, a novel by Genevieve Wheeler. This book, I would say, is my top book from 2023. I think about this book every single day. I think about this book. The events that happened, Adelaide, like I could cry thinking about it. This book was just so good. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy I read it, and I'm so happy I annotated it too. Basically, Adelaide, she like falls for a guy, and she's like in love, but she doesn't feel like she's enough for this guy, so she's like trying to change, trying to do all these things. She's slowly losing herself throughout the entire book. She compares herself to his ex-girlfriend, and she kind of just has like a whole like, not crisis, but just, she was going through it. Like, she was really going through it. The time I read this, I just felt like I related to her so much. And I think about this book every day. If you have not read this, please read it. Adelaide, this is my favorite book. Shout out to Book of the Month, because I probably wouldn't have read this, probably wouldn't have ever found out about this. I haven't seen this anywhere, on TikTok, on nothing. Let me bring her the attention that she deserves, the hype that she deserves, Adelaide. Check her out. So after Adelaide, I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I rated it 4 stars. It was good. I was entertained. I don't know. I was like a little scared to finish the book, because I didn't know. I honestly didn't know what was gonna happen. Of course I was making my own predictions, but I was wrong, clearly. It was good. I was entertained. I just don't think mystery is like my top genre, so it was hard for me to connect to it, but I did enjoy it. Get some water. I'm a little sick, guys. After that, I read Happy Place by Emily Henry. You guys are going to hate me. I DNF'd that book the first time I tried reading it. And I just couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I tried so hard. I swear I tried so hard to get into that book and I just could not get into it. My best friend Viviana was like, girl, they're talking about this book all over TikTok, all over YouTube, like you need to read it. So I ended up getting back to it. I pushed myself through, and you know, the ending was definitely entertaining. Like I liked all that, but I think the beginning just, I was bored. I had high hopes because it was Emily Henry and I love Emily Henry. I loved the people we meet on vacation. So, you know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna love Happy Place. But I didn't love it. I gave it 4 stars because I was like entertained at the end. Like I was seated, of course, yes. But the beginning just wasn't it for me. It was so slow. I definitely want to try reading it again though, because people have that as like a 5-star read, their favorite book of the year. Because maybe I wasn't like in the right mind space, mental state. I don't know. But yeah, I gave her 4 stars. So after that, I hopped into In 5 Years by Rebecca Serrell. I believe that's how you say your name. If I'm not saying it right, sorry. Little cute, small book. And it was really good. I honestly picked this up at Barnes because I thought it looked cute, and then of course I read like the description of the book and I was entertained, so I picked it up, but I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna read it. It was really good. I don't remember what I gave it. I gave her 4 stars. She deserved it. She definitely deserved 4 stars. It's about this girl. She has a dream of her 5 years in the future. In her dream, she wakes up with this like random guy that she does not know, has never seen in her entire life. And then when she wakes up, she's back in her normal state with with her boyfriend that she was with at the time. So then like she has to figure out who is this guy. And then it basically just follows along up until that 5-year mark. All those years it follows, and which is pretty crazy because this book is really small, yet it fills a lot of ground, and I think that's why I liked it so much, because it moved really fast. So after that, I went into Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, and this book is so cute. Again, it's Ali Hazelwood, like, you know it's gonna be good if Ali Hazelwood wrote it. I gave her 4 stars. She didn't hit as hard as The Love Hypothesis. No, it was a cute book. They like work at NASA and they're like into each other and they're like talking low-key, but they don't even know they're talking to each other. Oh, it was so cute. But yeah, I gave her 4 stars. Really good. So next book is Beach Read. This, I gave her 5 stars. I don't know, this book was just so cute, and like the enemies to lovers, and then they like challenge each other. Oh, this book was so cute. Like Gus, and then what was her name? January. Yeah, Gus and January, so cute. January's dad passes away, so she has his house to clean up and put for sale, but she knew Gus in college. Gus is the neighbor of her dad's house, so like they meet each other at the local bookstore. January ends up like staying there. I forgot why, but she ends up staying a little longer, and then her and Gus end up talking. But January didn't like Gus because in college he was just like he'd pick on her and her writings and her short stories and all that. I don't know, this book really did it for me. I guess I didn't explain this earlier, but I got a new camera. So I wanted to film a little video before I go to bed because I got it earlier today. So what do we think? It's the Sony ZV-F1. I think that's what it's called, the ZV-F1. So these next 3 books I did read in my Instagram chooses what book I read. We'll start with the first one. It's Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I rated her 4 stars. I remember crying. I filmed it. It's in the video. But this book it was so cute. And also something that I kind of started doing is like when I pick up a book, I won't read the description before I start reading it. I'll just go into it and I'll kind of be like blindsided and I won't know what's happening. And this was one of the books where I was like, whoa, I did not expect all this. And then I read this at the end when I was done reading, and I'm like, I literally like could have had the answer right here. No, this book was so good. Basically, Percy grew up with her neighbors, Sam and then his brother. I don't know what his name is, but basically they grow up together. Their moms are like friends, whole thing. And then Sam's mom passes away, so Percy comes back to go to the funeral, and they kind of revisit, Percy and Sam kind of revisit their childhood, because it's like the same home. And each chapter goes back a summer and explains like what happened that summer, and then the next year, and then the next year. And then slowly Percy and Sam like started dating. I don't think dating, but they became a couple. Because at first it was like young love, and then they ended up like being a couple. It kind of just hits different because you grow up with them and you go through their story, and it was crazy. Let me just say, I am still heartbroken from this book. It is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. Instagram chose this for me, and I'm sticking to my word. If you recommended this, stay away from me. We're not friends. I don't want to talk to you. Like, I am heartbroken. And the second book comes out next month. Like, you know I'm gonna be seated for that. You know I'm gonna be reading it. You want to guarantee cry. If you want to be sad, if you want your life to shift in 2 seconds, read this. You will not be the same person after you read this. That's all I'm saying. So after that amazing book, I read Varity. And I also DNF'd this book and then went back into it because, again, Instagram voted. It just wasn't my favorite. It didn't stand out to me. Everyone was raving about it. Everyone loved it so much. And it was good. Yeah, I was entertained. I think I gave it 4 stars. Yes, I gave it 4 stars. It just wasn't my favorite, you know? I think personally Colleen Hoover books are a hit or miss. This was a miss for me. Yet I was entertained, so it was also a hit. I don't know. But basically this author has to write these books for Varity, who is like paralyzed. She can't write, talk. She moves in with her family, with Verity's family, like her husband, what's his name? Jeremy? Yeah, Jeremy, and then her son. And she has to go through all of Verity's books and notes and everything so she can continue the series that Varity has to finish. And it's just weird. It just wasn't my book. It's like a little spooky book, I guess. So after this, the reading slump began. And then this next book really did it for me. I read 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole on the Kindle. And let me just tell you that that book does not deserve the hype that it's receiving. I'm so sorry. I didn't enjoy it. If I'm being honest, I did not enjoy it. Basically, like, this girl and this little boy, they meet, they're neighbors, and then the boy moves back to Norway. He moves back to Norway, and he's gone for so long, and then eventually he comes back, and like they're in high school now, and he just wants to be like all emo and like different, and he's causing like a pain to everyone, even his family. And then this girl's like dying, so then all of a sudden this boy gets all soft. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't my book. I did not like it. I gave it 3 stars, and I didn't pick up a book until like October after this. I read this in June or July. And then this book, oh, we got some bad, or not bad reads, just reads I did not enjoy. Next book was Lila by Colleen Hoover. I gave her another shot, and she missed her shot. And this book, it was like the most disturbing book I've ever read, I've ever touched. And you know, I'm a romance girly, I'm an uplifting, like, light reader. So Layla was kind of crazy for me. I was just uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable the entire time I was reading it. I don't know, I kept reading it because I was entertained, but I was like, I can't, like, this is so bad. Yeah, I gave her 3 stars. After that was in October. I get back into reading for another video, which was my holiday reads vlog. That's my last video, I believe. And I read One Day in December by Josie Silver. And oh wait, I have it right here. This book was so good. It was so good. I gave her 5 stars. She deserved it. She got me out of my reading slump. It was like an enemies to lovers trope, which I am here for. It was like love at first sight. Like, oh, it was so good. And it was like very unpredictable. You didn't know what was gonna happen. You didn't know. Josie Silver knew what she was doing. This book did it for me, but this book deserves the hype. Okay, girl, chill. Check it out. After that, I read A Very Complicated Christmas by Melissa Baldwin. Read this on my Kindle. It was really cute. It gave like Hallmark vibes, that's the type of book I was going for in the moment. I wanted Christmas books. It was December, so I wanted to get into the spirit, so had to pick her up. But yeah, I gave her 3 or 4 stars. Let me see. I gave her 4 stars. Cute book. I don't know. If you want a Hallmark book, Hallmark type of movie vibe book, I'd say read that. Next book is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. And that book, it was so cute. I love the Mexican representation in it as well. Definitely made me like relate to Dahlia a lot. It was really cute. I don't know. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. Like the whole enemies to lovers trope. I'm a sucker for that trope, honestly. If it is enemies to lover, you already know. You already know it's gonna be on my TBR. Definitely check it out. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Literally, Lauren Asher has all of her books on Kindle Unlimited. But I definitely want to keep reading all of her books because I know a lot of people that love her. So the last book of the year, book number 22, was Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I gave her 4 stars. It was really cute. It was pretty... I don't think it was like super smutty, but like the smutty scenes were like in depth. Like you knew exactly what was going on. Pip and Jamie, they like shared a cute little connection. Like Jamie's been wanting her. 4 stars, definitely deserve 4 stars. If it wasn't as much and if it wasn't as detailed, it would have been probably a 5 star if I'm being honest. But she deserved 4. Like she would, it's a good 4. I'd say. That was the last book I read in 2023. I read it at I finished it at 11:30 on December 31st. So I was super close to the deadline, but I hit it. Yeah, I met my reading goal. I did change it like 10 times this year because I first put it as 100. I'm like, girl, you're not gonna read 100 books. So then I put it at like 45 and I'm like, girl, you're not gonna read 45 books. So I ended up going to 22, which was it was a random number, but a good number, and I met it. I read 22 books. I did finish her in 2023. So, did I say 2022? Or no, my reading, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm tired, guys. Those were all the books I read in 2023. A small group, but mighty selection. My reading goal for this year is 50 books, which I believe I could do. The fact that I started reading halfway through the year and I hit 22 books, I definitely believe I could hit 50 this year. We're gonna see. I have 1 book down so far. This Time Next Year by Sophie Cossins. But you guys will hear about this book in another video. Or you can follow my Bookstagram and you can hear or see how I felt about it right now. That is all for today's video though. If you guys have any booktube recommendation videos, comment those down below. Any lifestyle videos as well, you can comment those as well because I like doing lifestyle videos, like get ready with me videos and all that. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you want to follow me along on my journey and see what videos I'm posting and all that fun stuff. That is all for today's video and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Riding in the front and I move to the back.